What if you were able to grade your own test? Well, that's what Canadian teachers are trying to do right now. Now, the Fraser Institute has this school performance. For more than 20 years, they've been doing this, and this has to do with these standardized tests that they've been doing forever so that parents could get an assessment of how their kids are doing at school. So it says here, for more than 20 years, the Fraser Institute school ranking website has been the go-to source for parents and educators to measure school performance. The newly updated website allows parents to easily find their child's school and provides a detailed report on how each school is doing in academics compared to other ranked schools. It also shows whether schools' results are improving, declining, or just staying steady over the most recent 5 years. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Go to the Find Your School, and you can find your kid's school and find out where they rank on this. I think this is a really good tool. We'd all agree that competition in any marketplace allows for anybody in that market to do better, do much better. But well, we know now that a lot of the teachers, they work for the CUPE union, and we've seen not a lot of efforts in the trying to be better department from that union. In fact, we've been seeing a lot of pushback against parents as of recently with their whole push against parental rights as a union. But here, nonetheless, let's get into this story because teachers are pushing back and they want to end these standardized testing. BC teachers push for province to get rid of standardized skills tests for grades 4 and 7. And students across BC in grades 4 and 7 are required to take a standardized test, the Foundation Skills Assessment, or FSA, but teachers say the test is failing students and should be eliminated. I believe it's not failing students. It may be failing the teachers and getting parents a little upset. Hey, why is the school not doing so great? It's not a valid test in our opinion, says the teacher. Now, they sent out a letter, and I actually got this letter. This is the letter that came out. It says parents should know FSA tests are not useful. Now, what does it say? FSA tests are province-wide standard test administered to all grade 4 and 7. Now, this particular test is in British Columbia. These tests happen all over Canada. I'm going to get into that later in the video here. What teachers believe, the FSA is not a reliable method for measuring individual child's progress and was not designed for this purpose. It was absolutely specifically designed for that purpose, to see how good they're doing in arithmetic. And this is arithmetic, reading, writing, all of this stuff is very important. And these are the skills why we send our kids to school. Yeah, socializing is a benefit for it, and some of the other aspects are, arts and all that stuff are other benefits. But our main reason for sending our children to school is to see how they're doing academically. And this is the thing that they're saying is it's not a good measure for measuring how good the school is doing. Misuse of the FSA testing results by the Fraser Institute, so pointing out specifically the Fraser Institute and other corporate entities, creates misleading school rankings that misrepresent the results and harm school communities. Data collected from these tests is not predicated from being used. Data collected from the test is not protected from being used to rank schools. Well, it should be used to rank schools. One of the things that I had trouble with in school is they never detected that I had dyslexia, as you just noticed right now. Sometimes I stumble over my words reading, but this is something that failed me all the way back then when I went to public school. Better models of provincial assessment with protections to ensure the ethical use of students' data are possible. Well, they're not bringing any of those forward. They're just saying, let's shut this down. And it's not really the data that people are concerned about, is it? It's really more about, getting graded on their job of are they able to teach these students? What teachers are doing, teachers are asking parents to withdraw their children from participation in the grade 4 and grade 7 FSA assessments. According to the Ministry of Education, child care guidelines concerning exemptions, teachers are calling on the provincial government to shelter all data collected on student achievement in order to achieve any undue harm caused. Is it harm to children? No, it's not harm to the children. In fact, my kid's going to be going through it, and my kid's pretty excited, actually. Pretty excited. We spent a lot of time concentrating on academics in the house, and that's very important. In fact, my kid said they were offered to use calculators, and my kid said, I don't want to use a calculator. No, I want to show that I can do this. That's the whole point. Teachers are calling on the province. I said that teachers continue to use a wide range of assessment tools in their classrooms to support students' learning. This allows teachers to monitor progress and adjust their teaching to meet the students. Well, not to meet the parents, because, parents are, they want to get more data about what's happening with their kids. They want to have more than just, doing good, tick the box like that. That's, sometimes that's all you get from some of these things. Now, there's a video from from CTV News Vancouver here, and I'm going to cut to the chase to where they start talking about it, and the teachers are saying these are the reasons why they can't use this.
The teachers say the test is failing students and should be eliminated.
It's not a valid test in our opinion, puts stress on students. The rankings harm students, teachers, communities.
The test didn't really show what you know, and it also depends on the kid.
This week, families of kids in grades 4 and 7 across the province got this letter from the BCTF asking that they request that their kids be exempt from writing the test.
The BCTF wants the province to introduce legislation protecting how the data from the FSA is used. Its concern, a ranking of schools across the province compiled by the think tank, the Fraser Institute, based on the test scores.
Fraser Institute puts out these rankings of schools based on one singular thing. It's very damaging to students, teachers.
Academia, one singular thing. The only reason why we send our kids to school. What are some of the other reasons why you might send your kids to school? Well, we've been seeing this recently. Here's a teacher that wants to talk about all kinds of stuff. Well, I'll just let her say with her own words here.
Happy National Coming Out Day. I teach 4th grade, and I think that fourth grade is the perfect age for children to really start exploring their sexual orientation and gender identities. So an activity I did in my class today was I had children go into the closet, literally. I have a closet in my classroom, and I would have the kids one at a time go into the closet, and then they would come out and share with the class what their sexual orientation is.
It's wrong.
So of course, we would celebrate, and I would give the kids that identify as 2S LGBTQIA+, a cupcake, a rainbow cupcake. The kids.
So first off, sexualizing kids, it's awful. And then giving them a prize if they come out as the thing that you want them to come out as. And grade 4 kids, this is way too young.
That came out and said they were straight, I didn't give them anything because they're just contributing to a heteronormative society. So
punish the kids for just being normal? That's the heteronormative. What is this? This is the stuff that's coming out of classrooms. Yeah, of course parents want to know what's going on with the kids learning. So the Fraser Institute is doing us a huge service. Now, this runs through British Columbia. This is the British Columbia government. This is what's happening. Again, in other provinces, this is something that takes place all the time. In British Columbia, it's called the FSA. Now, they lay it out for you what are in these tests and when it's going to happen, all of this stuff. It's happening in the schools, and they even give you examples. So you can go on the website and you can say Foundation Skills Assessment Samples. You can go look at what some of these tests are. This is standard. This is normal to say, where are the kids understanding at this point and how good are they doing? This is, learning numbers and things like that. This is stuff that you would learn in school. It's not crazy to think that this is a good form of assessment. This is just very standard, very practical, but this is where we're at. Now, other provinces have tried to put measures in to get rid of these. Now, this was an article from an argument from back in 2021 in March. Ontario teachers call for an end to standardized testing, at least during the pandemic. So let's get rid of it, at least during the pandemic. And there there was a lot of people that listened to them as they said that. Now, moving forward all the way later, they said, no, this is no, not what we're going to do. Ontario moves ahead with standardized testing, despite calls from some school boards to put EQAO on hold. So I'm guessing in Ontario it's called the EQAO instead of the what is it again? FSA, the Foundational Skills Assessment. But this is where we're at. This is where we're at right now. What is wrong with standardized testing? Why are they trying to push this out? And they're spending money on it. They're spending money sending these letters out to people to try to get them to sign on the dotted line and exempt their children from standardized testing. I think most parents really want, this is the most important thing, you know, apart from the extracurricular stuff that, you know, doesn't really take place at schools anymore. You have to go and do this elsewhere. When I was a kid, I remember we had soccer at school, you know, after school. Nope, kids these days, you got to go to a private thing for soccer. You got to go to a private thing for your kids to do dance class or anything like that. Are we going to have to all just go right to private with our schools? Because that might be the case for some parents, especially if you see how your class or your school, your kid's school is being assessed. And well, link in the description down below. You can go check it out for yourself and see where your kid's school is. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about this whole thing. Do you think that these standardized tests are horrible? Do you think that they're a good measure of where your kids are in school? Let me know, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.